Hey y'all, I cannot tell y'all how much we have enjoyed doing kids camp this week. You've seen Bobby teach you how to measure, which measuring cup is for dry, which measuring cup is for wet. You have seen Jamie teaching you the proper way to use a knife. You have seen me explain the difference between stirring and folding. And what am I missing, Teresa? We've done, is that?
Temperature checks.
Yes, temperature checks. Yes, to check your meat. So I'm finishing up today, kids, with how to test your cakes when they're done. So I'm going to show you a couple of pointers. And in order to get there, oh, rats, I've got to make some chocolate cupcakes with buttercream icing. I just hate that, y'all. And you know I'm kidding you, kids. So I'm going to start over here in our big bowl by adding our flour, our unsweetened cocoa, and it calls for half a cup. So you know it's going to be very, very, very chocolatey. I'm going to add baking powder, baking soda, and just a smidgen of salt. And remember, I told you in an earlier video that this whisk is a wonderful tool to have in your kitchen. It's almost acts as like a sifter to sift your ingredients together. So I'm going to take my whisk and I'm going to whisk that until everything is combined. And if there's any lumps, hopefully my handy dandy whisk will break all the lumps down. Okay, so there we go. All right, now over here, I'm going to add 2 eggs. And I'm going to beat those up just a little bit so they'll incorporate easily. I'm adding white sugar, brown sugar, all. And the all is what makes our cupcakes really moist. And I'm going to finish off with 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And I'm using a wonderful grade of extract. Not artificial, it's the real thing. And to me, that does make a difference. Okay, so we just want to whisk, whisk, whisk. I've heard Bobby say that. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Okay. Now, I'm going to pour our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients. And you can see I'm making these cupcakes, y'all, and I hadn't, I've done it all by hand. I hadn't even had to use a mixer, an electric mixer. But when we get to our chocolate buttercream icing, we're going to need to involve a handheld mixer. So we're going to just incorporate that all real good. Oops. All right. Oh, look, kids. Sometimes I make a mess. Maybe that means I should be wearing an apron, do you think? All the recipes that we have shared with y'all this week has come out of my newest children's cookbook. So you can find all 5 of these recipes in that. And it also comes with an apron, which I should have put on. And now that I've gotten everything pretty mixed up, I'm going to add my buttermilk. And this is going to make for a wonderful, light, fluffy cupcake. So there we go. Now to load up our muffin tins, I'm going to use an ice cream scoop. And that might be a little big. So let's see what else I've got. I've got all sizes. So you want to fill them about 2/3 of the way full. And we'll try not to make a mess, kids. Okay, kiddos. I'm going to put these in the oven now. 350-degree preheated oven. And I'm going to bake them for 18 to 20 minutes. And then when our buzzer goes off, I'm going to show you how you can tell if your cupcakes are done or not. And it's always a good idea about half of the cooking time, which would be, if we go 18 minutes, it would be 9 minutes. It never hurts to rotate your pan. Make sure all your heat is evenly distributed. See you back in 18 minutes. Okay, kids, I've been cooking for about 16 minutes. So I've got my toothpick ready. Be careful, be careful, be careful when you're working with hot surfaces. So I'm going to pull these out so we can see them. And if you can mash that top and it pops back up. So now I'm going to do the toothpick test. It looks pretty clean. There's one little crumb there. Doesn't it smell so good? I'm going to leave it in for 1 more minute because I see just a little bit on that toothpick. So 1 more minute and they're going to be ready. I told you that we're going to bake them for 16 to 18 minutes. It really depends on your oven. My oven cooks probably fast and maybe a little hotter because it's a commercial oven rather than just a regular home oven. So talk to mom, dad, grandma, granddaddy, aunt, uncle, friend, whoever's helping you. And they can tell you probably how that oven runs. Okay, so out they come. I think I baked these for maybe 17 minutes, y'all. So I'm going to bring them over here and let them sit on the back because we can't frost them until they're completely cold. And I think we have got a wonderful, wonderful clean toothpick that's going to give us some wonderful, wonderful, delicious cupcakes. All we have to do now is wait. Okay, kitties. Big kitties and little kitties. Our chocolate cupcakes turned out perfectly. And remember, we went over tips to check to make sure they're done. You know, by touching, if it pops back up, you know it's done. If you're undetermined, stick a toothpick in it. And if that toothpick comes out clean, your cupcakes are done. So we're going to start now making our frosting. And we're going to cream our butter. And I'm actually using an unsalted butter. I'm going to add our cocoa and a little salt. I'm going to add a little cream. And now I'm going to start adding our powdered sugar or confectionate sugar, whatever you choose to call it. And that's probably a 1/2 cup. A little more cream. And now I'm going to add my vanilla extract. And I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of pure extract. And I'm going to throw in another half a cup of sugar. And we're going to cream. And while I've got that turned off, I would like to caution y'all, younger ones, that if you're using an electrical appliance, it's plugged in, do not use it near water. Don't do it like by your sink where you've got a sink full of water, because that could be very, very bad. So make sure all your electrical appliances, when you're using them, are not near water. Okay, we've got that nice and creamy. Now there's a couple of different ways that you could frost your cupcakes. You can do it by using a knife or an offset spatula. And doing it just like this. You can let a little bit of your cupcake show, or you can cover it all entirely, bringing it to the edge of your liner. Which I kind of like that. I want to get all the frosting that I'm due. Okay, this is the other way that you can choose to frost your cupcakes. I've got just a plastic baggie. All right, so you want to just cut you a small hole in the corner. Pick up, hey Michelle.
Hey.
And you can just pipe it on. Personally, I like doing it with my knife. It just reminds me of my mother's homemade cupcakes. But that's up to you. Whatever you want to do. Ooh, I just think they're so pretty. Look at that. That's a lavender. That's a lavender color that I'm using. Well, actually, it's pink, but it's looking like lavender on the chocolate. So that's it, kids. I hope that you'll have the opportunity to get into the kitchen with your mother or daddy or aunt or uncle or grandmas. I tell you, I know for a fact that grandmas love getting in the kitchen with their grandchildren. So I hope you've enjoyed this 5 days of kids camp. I hope that you've maybe learned something, and I hope that you can share it with others. So until next time, I send y'all love and best dishes. Remember, safety first in your kitchen.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.